What damn and what's up, Auburn family? How are we doing on this Tuesday night? Hey, 2-0. Got South Alabama coming to town this weekend, 11:45 kick. And how do the Auburn Tigers avoid a letdown, a massive upset? You got Oklahoma next week. It's supposed to be the game of all games, possibly the game of the week in the Southeastern Conference. How do you avoid a letdown? Now, we all know Hugh Freeze. He got up there and he does his weekly presser, and he was telling the media of how grateful he was of the Auburn faithful for showing up on the Saturday night game against Ball State, and I think that atmosphere was one for the ages. And even though it was Ball State at night, I still think the Auburn fans brought it. That fourth quarter show was electric, and I know it's really, really hard, but we got to start there first. The Auburn faithful has to bring that same energy from Ball State to an 11:45 kick. I know it's going to be hot, but you got to bring it Saturday. You have to show up and get loud. War Eagle Plus just dropped a nugget on Twitter, the Auburn football page. Just dropped a nugget, and it was Hugh Freeze telling these kids, hey, there's some family out there that raised money all year. They park 5 miles away. They climb their tails all the way to the top of the stadium just to watch you play. You owe them something. Well, guess what? We owe these players something. We got to go get loud. And I know it's going to be really, really tough. It's hot. It's in the middle of the day. The bleachers are scalding. You're sweating. But we got to show up. We got to show up and create a hostile environment for South Alabama, because I can tell you this, South Alabama does not fear playing the Southeastern Conference. They don't. They've been to Knoxville. They've upset Mississippi State and Davis Wade. They do not care, and they have athletes. They have athletes. I'm telling you, these games are not cupcake games anymore. They're not. The transfer portal has 10 years ago, yes, they used to be cupcake games. Now they're not. They have a couple of 4 stars on their roster. I can tell you that right now. So you can't walk into these games thinking they're gimme games. Matter of fact, South Alabama, their running back from last year, Fluff, he's now the starting running back at Mississippi State. Their quarterback, Gio Lopez, he got the start from North Carolina against TCU. He didn't play that well, but they're sending kids from South to P4 programs, so they have talent. So you can't walk in here just thinking that this is a gimme. And what's the perfect opportunity for a school like South, who's in state? You know that they want this more than ever, especially they don't get the opportunity to play Alabama because Alabama don't schedule in-state schools. So what more do they want than to beat Auburn? What better opportunity? This is different than going to Baton Rouge. This is different than going to a Georgia or a Florida. This is in-state. These kids, a lot of them know each other. They played high school against each other. So what better opportunity? And 11:45 kick. It's not at night. You wake up. You got to go. You got to go get on the bus, get to the stadium, and you got to start warming up. And it's not a so-called hostile environment. That's why I say the Auburn fans have to bring it, because South's going to come prepared. Major Applewhite's a good coach. Got my guy Bryce Tillman coming on tomorrow night. We're going to preview the South Alabama game. That episode will drop Thursday. So I'm telling you, me and Bryce are from this area down here, okay? He don't live far away from Mobile, and he knows the talent that South Alabama gets from this area. So it's just not going to be a gimme game. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be one where South fights. And they just had a close game with Tulane, and Tulane they were getting slotted as like one of the G5 teams that could represent in the playoffs. So I think South Florida is carrying that torch right now. We'll see how this weekend goes. But Tulane was getting love for that spot. So that just adds fuel to the fire. But I think that is a good thing for Auburn to look at that and say, okay, well, they played Tulane tough. They might have not have played great week one against Morgan State, but they played Tulane pretty tough. And some say they should have won the game. I know they jumped out to a fast start. They got up on Tulane pretty quickly. So I think that's my next point. What does Auburn have to do to get out to a really fast start and get it going? All right, you got to come out. You have to be cleaner on your first drives than you have been the first 2 weeks. All right, it has to be clean, crisp, no false starts. The offensive line needs to be in sync, no penalties. You have to come out and look better than you have the first 2 weeks on the first drive of the game. Now, I think Auburn needs to highlight Jeremiah Cobb, get him going early. Running backs, that's been an issue this week, right? Is DA going to play? I do not think Damari plays. Okay, Hugh keeps saying that he's a game time decision. And like he mentioned in his presser, he doesn't really know how DA is going to react when he gets hit because he can go through walkthroughs. But like you said, I don't know what he's going to feel when he takes that first lick. And why put DA in when he gets popped and he fumbles because he feels something there and he's like, oh no. And it's just, I think you can put the ball in Jeremiah's hands and Jeremiah can lead you. Now, we know the freak accident with Darrell Robinson. Just please pray for the kid. That is something that's super scary. It's life-threatening. That's nothing to play with. A blood clot, that's a terrible situation. And thank goodness he noticed it and got to the hospital. That's just a freak accident, man. And we're praying for him, and hopefully he comes back in a couple weeks because we need him. We needed him week one against Baylor to come in and take a carry to kind of give DA and Cobb a breather. You need that third back. But for this South Alabama game, I think we have a young bull who is ready to explode on the scene, and that's Omar Mabson, man. I really do. I know my guy Brett's really high on Omar, and when I watched him run the ball against Ball State, that's weird. Watched him run the ball against Ball State. I love the way he runs. He runs with a purpose. He will lay the wood on you. He seeks contact. That's what I love out of a running back. I always want to see a running back going forward. All right, I want to see a running back lean on somebody, go to the contact, and really initiate it and want to run through somebody's freaking shoulder pads. Okay, that's what I love to see out of a running back. And so I think Omar, he does all of those things. He runs with great pad level. And I think he is a burst for this running back room. I really do. So I think you need to get those two guys going early. Maybe get Cobb out of the backfield a little bit. Get Jackson pretty comfortable. Get some throws to Cam Coleman and get Eric Singleton in motion and get the ball in his hands on some jet sweeps or motion him out of the backfield like we did against Baylor and get this offense really, really active and going. And we all know Horatio Fields. Shout out to Horatio Fields, man, for stepping in. I said this the other night, I think Horatio Fields has stepped in and he has become Jackson Arnold's comfort blanket. I think he has been the guy to really say, hey, look, Jackson, I'm here. I'm the stick mover. I'm going to find the chains. I'm going to catch the football, even if it's in traffic. I'm sure-handed. I'm going to pick up the first down. I am your comfort guy. If you feel like you're in trouble, I'm here. Every team needs those receivers. Tom Brady had Julian Edelman for years, all right? 4 years. Anytime Brady got in trouble, he said, hey, where's Edelman? Where's Edelman? Bang, Edelman, first down. Move the chains. Edelman wasn't a guy that could blow the top off a defense or anything. No, he was just get in the slot, run a quick out, catch the ball, possession receiver, right? He was Brady's comfort guy. That was his blanket, man. And I think Horatio is that guy for Jackson Arnold. He's going to get open, and he's going to make the tough contested catches, and he's going to move the sticks. So I'm really pleased with Horatio Fields. I know a lot of people want Perry on the field, and I do too. And, hey, look, he got him a catch against Ball State, and he could slowly be working into getting on the field a little bit more. But Perry is still young, y'all, and there was still some development that needed to be done. So Perry's still a work in progress, and everybody's like, oh, well, he's going to transfer. I don't think he does. Because Horatio, this is it for him. And if Singleton, if his stock keeps rising, he could go. And so I think Perry's in a really good spot with Auburn football right now. He's just got to continue to work and keep getting better day by day, right? Defensively, just fire off the ball. Just keep doing what you're doing. This defensive front, especially with that D-line and these backers, man, I think they have played exceptionally well. And the Baylor game, look, I think you just spit on that one, okay? I think you crumble it up, you throw it in the trash because we see that Sawyer Robertson's a guy. And I think he's going to shred a lot of – Daniel, come on, dog. I'm having a good time, and here you are. I'm having a good time, and here you come. I'm sorry. I think Sawyer's a guy. So Xavier Atkins, yeah, man, look, we got to highlight him. How do you avoid a trap game? Just let Xavier Atkins run, man. All over the field from sideline to sideline. What a guy, and will pop you. And he brings the emotion. He gets fired up. And I know one of my biggest buddies, man, talk to him every day, huge LSU guy. They were really, really crushed to lose Xavier Atkins. They did not want to let him out of Baton Rouge. They did not. They were crushed. He's an extremely talented kid, and he put that on display. And I think he's been flying around the first 2 weeks, man. He's looked really, really impressive. So he's a guy, I think, Woodyard, I think he's been really impressive. We know Keldrick, Malik Blockton, they keep making plays, man. This defensive front is really, really talented. Now, one thing I did notice with Hugh was he said that the secondary, he said he doesn't know if like the whistle in fall camp was kind of, if they had kind of gotten used to that. I thought that was kind of interesting because he said that there was some plays where the DBs kind of thought that the pass rush got there, so they kind of lacked up a little bit. And I was like, man, that's kind of interesting. And he was like, hopefully we get out of that. He was like, maybe that's something that we need to look at. I thought that was interesting. I did. I really did. But I think this defense is slowly coming together. There were a couple busts against Ball State. Early was K, and he let his guy slip right past him. I don't know what he was doing, but if they had a quarterback that could put one on the money, that could have been trouble. We got to tighten that up on the back end. And how about Champ Anthony, y'all? How about Champ Anthony? They said that he was going to be out for a couple weeks, and he still may, right? But I told everybody in the group chat the other day, I said, I think Champ can wrap that thing up and club it up and go. All right? He might not be able to pick a ball off or anything, and he might have a little trouble tackling. But I think he can club it up and give us a couple snaps to maybe help with depth and, as we get deeper into the game, help us out there to give some guys some breathers, because you're going to need that at Oklahoma and you're going to need that at Texas A&M. So hopefully he can go. That would be huge. He won't go Saturday against South Alabama, but I did find that pretty cool that he was out there and he was getting after it. So I know South Alabama has a pretty mobile quarterback, right? And they're going to try to do a lot of eye candy and things like that. Get him outside, try to run the football with him. They're going to get it out quick game. Major Applewhite's going to draw some things up, man, and they're pretty confident. Like, they're not a team, they're not an offense that lacks confidence. Now, defensively, I don't think they're very good. I really don't. I don't think they're very good defensively. So our offense should be able to score. I don't know if we'll be able to score at will, but we should be able to score. And like I said, Tulane put 33 up on them. So that's been South's that's been their kryptonite, is defense the last couple of years. They've been really good offensively, but their defenses haven't been up to par. And, he's in Tuscaloosa. So, yeah. But and they're griping about defense. But, yeah, so South Alabama, it's going to be a physical game, man. Like I said, it's going to be one of those where Auburn has to show up. Auburn has to come ready to play for 60 minutes. And if they don't, it could end up being a tough day. I don't want to say New Mexico State or Jacksonville State or what was it, Utah State. It could be something crazy like that. South is not going to back down, man. I'm telling y'all. They're super excited. A couple of their guys are on social media, and they're pretty confident. So let's get over here and get to these comments. Blake, ask your dad about Freddie Wagan and Trey Gallness back in the 80s. Horatio fits that perfectly. Okay. I'll ask him. I wasn't around back then, so I'll have to ask him. And I'll see what he says, and I'll get back to you. I'm happy the Oklahoma game is not at night. 100%. We avoid that issue. I think that fan base, they got rowdy. It was tough on Bryce Underwood, and they made that a real hostile environment. Yeah, I see y'all on Daniel over here. Melendez looked good. That's right, man. Elijah Melendez, shout out to him. He's going to be a player, man. He is going to be a player. I'll tell you this. I think we might only have him for 2 more years. We might only have him for 2 more years, y'all. Yeah, he did say that about the line too, Devin. He did say that about the line, the O-line, the whistle, and the chemistry being off a little bit and things like that. So it was just really weird to hear that perspective from Hugh. But I think we also got to take it and kind of say, okay, like that could be a problem, like that could be something that they're slowly working towards. And, the back-to-back fall starts at Baylor, that might have been it, like that might have been something where they were just kind of out of sync. And they were trying, because it was both your transfer guys too. So it was Chaplin and Murphy back to back. So that could have been something that we were trying to iron out, and hopefully it gets better. Here's the thing with the offensive line: the first drives, both weeks, I've been like, man, we got to clean it up a little bit, right? But as the game went on, it consistently got better. Like each drive, they got better and better and better. So I was really pleased with that. Connor Lew anchoring it down. I think PFF gave Xavier Chaplin a grade today. I'll have to look it up. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But he was like one of the best tackles in the nation Saturday, and I think he's been that the first 2 weeks, honestly. So I feel you, Blake. I'm here in Mobile, too, and this game makes me nervous because I've seen what they can do. I don't think it's when AAU loses, but South will make it close if AU is flat. 100%. Ephesians, you know exactly like I do how much talent is in this city, how much talent that goes to that school, and they also get out-of-state talent, too. So this isn't a game to just go in there and think you're going to beat them by 4 touchdowns. The spread's at 25. I think it's 25.5. So Vegas thinks that you should win by 3, maybe 4 tuds. But I'm telling you, if you come out flat, early kick, it could get interesting. Oklahoma fourth quarter show is so pitiful. They just don't have the juice. They don't have the juice. There was no juice there. For once, we can come out running the ball on the first play. I think we will Saturday. I work for the school system, brother, so yeah, I've seen the talent around the county for sure. It's loaded, man. It's loaded. Our fourth quarter show is incredible. I've been going to AU since I was little. It was chilling. That's awesome. That's awesome. Love it. Love it, Connie. Look, y'all, tomorrow, me and Bryce, we're going to get after it. We're going to preview South Alabama. It will drop Thursday. How does Auburn avoid an upset? We'll preview South Alabama. Like I told you, Auburn's got to run the football, get Cobb going. Omar Madsen, let him run it, man. Let him bruise people in that South Alabama front seven. And I want to see him get up into that secondary and see what he can do. And let him tote it, man. Even though he's a true freshman and he's underaged, as they say, or whatever, let him tote that thing and let him go get after it. I really, really want to see Omar break out and continue to turn heads like he did in fall camp. Now, Alvin Henderson, I don't know if we'll see Alvin. I really don't. I don't. And my thing with Alvin is you might see him if you absolutely need him, like if Cobb was to get a little banged up and then Omar come in and needed a breather, you might see Alvin. I just don't think we're going to see Alvin this year. I don't. Maybe if it's a blowout, Alvin might get in. But if Cobb and Madsen stay healthy throughout this game, I just don't think we're going to see Alvin Henderson. So I'm not out on Alvin Henderson. I'm never going to say that. But for this year, I think he's just going to take his red shirt and look towards next year. And I see your comment now, Brett. I don't think he gets carries Saturday unless it's like a massive blowout. Blake, I like this D-line from MGM that's committed to Mississippi State. I hope AU can get him. I'll tell you this. I went and watched him play Pace, and he was a factor. And Pace is whipping everybody in Northwest Florida right now, and they beat Pace. And I thought he was an issue in that game, and he was going up against a Pace offensive line that's got a couple D1 commits in there. So really, really talented O-line he was going up against that night, and he was active. He was getting after it. So why is Auburn the only one that isn't scared to schedule in-state schools? The school in Tuscaloosa refuses to. Well, the reason why the school in Tuscaloosa refuses to is because if they lose, they'll never hear the end of it, and they also don't want to fund the other in-state schools. There you go. AU made a commitment several years ago to play in-state schools every year. Jay Jacobs put that in place. It's really cool. Yeah, because you have to pay those in-state schools. All right. So the University of Alabama gives their money to out-of-state schools, which I think is stupid. Why would you give your money to out-of-state schools? Oh, yeah, I know why. Because you don't want these schools to prosper. You don't want Alabama State to have nice things. You don't want to play UAB because if you know you lose to UAB one day, you would never hear the end of it because Birmingham is crimson and white. Come on, man. Schedule in-state schools. Quit scheduling out of state. Keep the money in the state of Alabama. That's a fact. They don't want the competition as well. Keep the money in the state of Alabama. Play Jacksonville State. Play Troy. Well, Clemson, watch out. That's the second time Troy's almost got them. You see how they treat UAB as part of their system. For sure. They don't want the in-state schools to prosper. They want everything to themselves. That's how it goes, man. That's why you'll never see them play in-state schools. And, of course, they'll push back on it and be like, and they'll come up with some crazy excuse. No, that's the reason. And I don't want to hear anything else about it. You're scared that you're going to lose, because if you lose, you'll never hear the end of it, and you don't want to keep your money in-state so the other schools can have nice things. Why can't you schedule Samford? Oh, yeah, because they're in Birmingham. And you would never hear the end of it. But, yeah. Bama are going crazy because they scored 70 points. Well, I hope some of you listened to Tyler Siskey because he said that didn't show him nothing. He said the only thing that's going to show him something is when they get punched in the mouth against Georgia in Athens. He said then we'll see how that goes. So we'll see. There's a lot of football to be played. I'll tell you one thing. Auburn showing up on playoff predictions. I think that's pretty cool. Hugh Freeze is talking with confidence. I love it, man. I love it. Did Alabama play Saturday? Look, I think it's pretty cool and it's pretty fun that Auburn is just being highlighted in some of these things. There was a playoff projection bracket that was put out today, and Auburn was in the playoff. And I'm like, look, I know we're only 2 weeks in, and there's still a lot of football to be played, but it's pretty dang cool, right? Like, it's fun. It's fun because we went on a Friday night and beat Baylor and then watched them beat SMU, and the country's loving Auburn again. It's crazy how quick it turned. It's crazy because all offseason they hated Auburn. They were making fun of Auburn. They were making fun of Hugh playing golf, and now he's flipping commitments. Like it's insane. That's what winning does. It changes how people view you. It's crazy. And if anybody hasn't heard the Siski McCready story, McCready was working in Mobile for WNSP. He told this on the podcast the other day and said that when Nick Saban was at Alabama in his first year in 07, they were playing Louisiana Monroe. And that week, McCready said, hey, this could be a losable game for Alabama. And 2 days later, he got fired from WNSP. And then he got a phone call and said, hey, Alabama just lost. And he was like, wow. Go watch that episode, man. I don't know which one it was, but go find it. I saw it on TikTok. Go find the clip. I thought it was absolutely hilarious, but just bringing that back up about the crimson and white over there. But look, y'all, like I told y'all, my guy Bryce coming on tomorrow. We'll highlight South Alabama. We'll drop it Thursday morning. I'll have a member pod coming out talking about some of these playoff predictions and how cool it is that Auburn is getting a lot of love, man, because like I said, we weren't getting love a couple weeks ago. And so I think it's fun. I'm going to continue to do them. I'm going to continue to hype up the Auburn Tigers and Hugh Freeze and this football program because I feel like the motion is moving in a positive direction. I really do. And it's really fun hanging out with each and every one of you. So I will see y'all Thursday for the members. I will probably see y'all like tomorrow night. I don't know, maybe, depending on when they post the episode. So if you're not a member, become a member. Go check it out on the channel. Appreciate y'all. Share it, like it, do all that good stuff. Put it on Twitter. I don't care, man. Love y'all. War Damn Eagle. I will see y'all Thursday. I'm out.